time you've done this.
Now I'm recording and I'm going to go live on YouTube. So get ready for that. But you can go ahead and start. Thanks.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Women Action Takers Networking event. I'm your MC for today. My name is Legend Thurman. We like to start and end on time, so let's get on with the show. So there's some fantastic ladies on this call today, and I want to know where you all are tuning in from and how did you hear about the event? Please type it in the chat. I heard about this event from Linda Sunshine West on Clubhouse. So let's see where everyone's tuning in from. I want to hear about it. Let's go to the chat. I'm over here in London, England. We have Phoenix, Arizona. Awesome. Nice, warm, dry environment. Where else? Newcastle. Lovely. I'll take one more here to give a shout out to. Maryland. Awesome. And you heard from LinkedIn. I heard from Clubhouse, Connecticut, Las Vegas. They're all coming in. Oh, Peru. Very nice. I love it. So to start out with, ladies, I want to give a huge shout out to the Women Action Takers COO, Melody Donovan. Melody brings her amazing organizational skills to the table and is helping to grow the Women Action Takers network and take it to a whole new level. So thank you, Melody. Today we have in the house some of the Clubhouse Moneymaker Challenge members. These ladies are taking action to grow their business. If you want to learn how to grow your business on Clubhouse, put hashtag Clubhouse in the chat with your phone number or email address, and Linda will send you info about the next challenge, which is July 21st to the 23rd. Again, hashtag Clubhouse in the chat with your phone number or email address so Linda can send you some more information. Now, today, one of you will be speaking for 4 minutes during our speakers open mic. This is something we do at every event. Will it be you today? Do you want to speak? You'll get 4 minutes to share your story, but there's one catch: no selling of products or services during the speaker's open mic. This is the opportunity where you can use your story to connect with us as humans. If you want an opportunity to share your story for 4 minutes, type hashtag speak in the chat. Again, hashtag speak. I will keep track of everyone and randomly choose today's winner later on in the show. I highly encourage those who have never spoken before to use this opportunity to speak in front of this amazing group of women. They are supportive and very uplifting, and Linda has created a judgment-free safe zone just for you, and she will give you feed forward after you speak. So again, hashtag speak in the chat for 4 minutes to share your story, but again, no products or services. So we always have a lovely agenda lined up for you, and here is today's. So we will start off today's event going around the room, asking you to share a win from the first half of the year. You get 23 seconds, 23. So get ready. After you're done sharing your win, don't forget to drop your connection info in the chat, and also drop it in the Women Action Takers Network Facebook group, where a recording of this video will be housed. People have connected from watching the replay video, so make your time count. And connection information, that is your email, your website, your email address, your LinkedIn handle, your Clubhouse handle, all of that. So all of that put in the chat after you've gone around and shared your win. After the sharing session, one of you, like I said, will share your story. 4 minutes of open mic was feed forward by our hostess, Linda Sunshine West. If you want an opportunity to speak, I will say it again, put hashtag speak in the chat so I can add your name to the drawing. Remember, you will be getting feed forward after you're done. Linda is very kind with her feed forward, and all of us will have something to learn from it. And finally, to round out the event, our keynote speaker, Dr. Shana Lewis, is going to talk about going from overwhelm to overflow. She'll be sharing the dimensions of wellness, how to manage being overwhelmed, and the secrets to creating overflow in your life. So that is everything we have planned for you. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. I'd like to introduce you to the founder of the Women Action Takers Network, where nothing happens without action. She is a speaker, 6 times best-selling author, red carpet interviewer, and is also known as the Queen of Collaboration, and now one of my great friends as well. Linda Sunshine West became an entrepreneur 6.5 years ago and has been inspiring and motivating women to take action ever since. Her mission is to inspire and motivate 5 million women worldwide to take action to live the life they truly want to live. She does this with her mastermind, collaboration books, podcasts, shows. The list is endless. If you want to be a part of what Linda is working on, type hashtag I want more in the comments. Again, hashtag I want more. So without further ado, ladies, let's give a warm welcome to the founder of Women Action Takers Network, Linda Sunshine West.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh my gosh. Hi, ladies. Oh my God, I'm so excited for today. I've had some really great things happening in this last couple weeks. And because of that, I'm a little behind schedule with just about everything. Have you ever had that happen to you where, things kind of creep up and you get moving forward and you're like, oh shit, I'm moving backwards now because just too much goodness is happening in my life. And that's where I am right now. How many of you are on Clubhouse? Raise your hand if you're on Clubhouse. Okay, even if you just have a Clubhouse account and you don't use it, raise your hand. Okay, if you don't use it, I highly recommend it. Yesterday I was in this room and it was, I think it was like Successful Entrepreneurs Room. I don't know. There's so many different amazing rooms in there. And I got up on the stage and it's interesting because I was sitting in the audience down there. And the thing was people were coming up and asking questions. And then the moderators were, the people in charge, right? They were going to answer your question. And I sat down there in the audience and I thought, if I go up there, am I going to embarrass myself? And that was my first thought. I'm always going to be honest with you ladies, just tell you like what I'm thinking, right? So if I go up there, am I going to be embarrassed with what I ask? Are people going to judge me? That actually entered my mind. And even though I've pretty much rid the fear of judgment, I just said, so what? And I got up there anyway. And so I got up there and I asked my question. Somebody prior to me had asked a question and the response was about creating your USP, your unique selling position, unique selling proposition, unique selling whatever. There's the P stands for so many different words. The point here is becoming unique. What makes you unique in your business? And so as I sat down there in the audience and I thought, I run a women's mastermind, I'm doing Clubhouse challenge. There's a lot of people doing Clubhouse challenges. There's a lot, oh my God, there's like an exorbitant number of people running masterminds. There's an exorbitant number of people doing collaboration books, right? So all the things I'm doing, there's a whole bunch of people doing the same thing. So what is my unique selling position? What is it? And so I started to realize, I was writing down something and I said, what makes me unique? To myself, I didn't say this on stage. What makes me unique? I faced a fear every single day for a year. I don't know anybody, I have not yet met anybody else on the planet who has faced a fear every single day for a year. So I wrote it down and I'm taking notes. Okay, when I get up there on the stage, I'm going to make sure I make the most of my time. This is one thing I teach is to go into a room with intention. So no matter where you are, today you're here right now, I'm hoping that you came here with an intention. I don't know what your intention is, only you do. So go into a room with an intention. So when I got up on the stage to raise my hand, my intention originally was, I'm just going to listen to what all these people, their questions, I want to hear the responses. And then I said, I'm going to get up on that stage and I'm going to share my USP. And I'm going to find out, is it actually a USP? Is it really a unique selling proposition? And so I brought out I mentioned, that I faced a fear every single day. And I mentioned some other things. I wrote out verbatim what I was going to say because I didn't want to miss that opportunity to really get information, knowledge from these incredible, these were coaches, multimillionaire coaches up there. And I wanted to make sure I took the most advantage of that time, my time and their time. And so I mentioned it. And as I was saying it, there were about 10 of them. I want to say something, which is a good sign, because that means you have some value that they want to pour into you. So that was a good sign, right? And the things that they mentioned were so amazing, just so amazing. And then I got this private message from somebody. And she said, I love what you're doing. I love that you faced a fear every day. That's incredible. I can totally see you creating an academy. And so yesterday I went ahead and I bought the domains. First thing I always do when I have an idea is buy the domain. So I bought the Fearless Entrepreneurs Academy, the Fearless Entrepreneurs Academy. And then last night I was dreaming about it. And I originally, when I had the idea, I thought, I'm going to run this academy, right? That was my first idea. And then I was like, holy crap, I don't have to end it with me. This is an academy. I'm going to be creating an academy where I bring in coaches like some of you here. Maybe some of you are going to be some of my coaches, but where you come in and you have an offering that you teach the class, the academy, the members. I don't know what it's going to look like, ladies, but I do know that this is part of my journey of creating that 5 million women that I'm going to impact in their lives. And I'm going to help with your help. I'm going to help so many entrepreneurs go from fearful to fearless. We're going to help them go from terrified to terrific. And if you want to be part of that, if you have an offering, some kind of coaching package that you can help people to break through fears, then awesome, reach out to me or just mention it here right in the chat here, and let's put it out there. So what I'm going to be looking for is coaches that have things such as, I met a woman yesterday that teaches people how to write email campaigns. Now, why is this a type of program that I'll want in my academy? Well, I'm going to tap into my own life, my own entrepreneurial fearful journey that I've been on. And I faced the fear every day for a year because I was scared. That's why I did it. Nobody faces a fear every single day if they're not fearful. If they're fearless. So one of the things I was scared to do was writing emails. Something that may be simple for some of you. How many of you love writing emails? I don't see any hands going. Okay, I see one. Okay. Oh, two. Okay. Two of you love writing emails. Okay. The rest of us don't. Now, for me, it was fear. Maybe for you, it's not fear. But there's so many different things that we have fears around that are stopping us from progressing. Whether it's a fear of speaking on stage, whether it's a fear of picking up the phone to call somebody, which I didn't do. I had a sales coach and she said, Linda, this was years ago. Linda, you might as well go back to a job because you're not willing to pick up the phone. I wouldn't pick up the phone. 10 weeks of coaching with her, and I still didn't pick up the phone after 10 weeks. Guess what? I went back to a job because I was too scared to pick up the phone. Now I'm not scared at all to pick up the phone because I know that there's something on the other end and there's somebody on the other end that I can help. So anyway, I'm so excited about this because it's, I've put on the back burner doing anything related to fears. And it's not because I was scared. It's just like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what it would look like. I didn't know how to put something together, and so it just kept on sitting there in my head, like ruminating. There's something, I don't know what it is. And that was my call yesterday. That was the answer to my call. And it's taken 6.5 years for that answer to come, but it came. And oh my gosh, I have this grand vision of what this academy looks like and how we're helping people. That's my special announcement for the day. I don't have a special announcement every day, but anyway, that one is so exciting. If you guys are excited for me, please just like, unmute yourselves like Linda is on fire. Exactly. Right. We're going to make sure we take a snapshot of that picture there, everybody raising their hands. But it's exciting when we have an idea and we move forward. This is what Women Action Takers is all about. This is about, moving forward, taking action. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes the action that we take moves us backward, but that's okay because we pick up our stuff and then we find out what do I need to do to take that next step to move forward again, right? Sometimes the best step is moving backwards. Sometimes I had 21,000 email addresses in my email list. And you know what? One day I said, no, hardly anybody's looking at those emails. And you know what I did? I just dropped them all. And I started from one. Well, I started from zero. I was the only one in my email list. So I started over again because I knew that was the smartest move to make. So if you think about it, sometimes we have to take a step backwards in order to make giant leaps forward. And since then, I now have an email list of all women who are committed to changing their lives. They are women action takers because that's who I'm attracting. So thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited about today's speaker. We have Shana Lewis. She's in the house and she's going to help us to go from overwhelm to overfilling our cups. So if you're looking forward to that, awesome. If you're not, just stick around anyway. Okay. What I'd like to do before we go any further is some of you know that I have been writing some collaboration books, and maybe all of you know, writing collaboration books, and we're creating videos that are they're excerpts from the chapters of the authors. And today I'm going to share, if I can figure out what I'm doing here. What the heck happened? Okay, there you are. I found you guys. Okay, today I'm going to share Sally's video. Sally Green is in the house. Hello, Sally. Raise your hand. Yeah, so Sally's story, you know, maybe you experienced something like this while you were growing up. I did, and it really hit home with me. You know, reading the stories are amazing, absolutely amazing. This particular book that I'm talking about is called Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. We're going to launch it the end of July, the beginning of August. So I don't have an exact date yet, but we're going to be launching it soon. And many of you, raise your hand if you're in one of the books. But we have a lot of the ladies here today. Awesome. Tanisha, well, you will be. You're going to turn in your chapter this weekend. Awesome. So glad to see you ladies here today. But I'm going to share this video because I want you to really, really like listen to it, and because I'll put the sound on, and hear what Sally's story is. And you might be able to resonate with this story. And I'm excited to share everybody's stories as we go on. But today we're going to share Sally's. So ready? Here we go. It's not showing?
It popped up for a second.
Popped up, right.
It just started, yeah.
I told you I didn't know what I was doing.
One more
Got
time.
the sound working.
The sound works? Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. Okay, let's try this again. See, sometimes we got to go backwards to go forward if it's perfect with the theme of the day. Okay, let's see. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, crap, I did it wrong. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, let's do this one more time. Okay, I do have the sound on. Okay, here we go. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know about you ladies, but I cry every time I see that. I see you, everybody. Thank you so much. And that's Sally's story. And many of us may have experienced something similar to that, bullying. I mean, kids are cruel. Kids are just so cruel. And you may have been one of the bulliers. I don't know. I myself was. So when I read that, I hear how I was on the other side doing that same thing to other kids. I had so much pain in my life, so much pain from my childhood that I took it out on other people. I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore at all, and it's really incredible. Sally, thank you so much for sharing your story in the book. And, it's just, if you want to connect with Sally, please do so. You can relate to the story too. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Wait, hold on. See. Too many words. Okay. Let me see. Shana sent me a message. I'll go and look at that in a little bit. So next, what we're going to do, again, Sally, thank you so much for sharing your story. And it's very heartfelt. The book is launching again at the end of July, the beginning of August. We're going to be doing a lot of interviews. This is one of the things I do with my collaboration books. So I have interviews that are starting to pour in. We're getting scheduled for those. We have the videos that we create for every single chapter, also create other marketing materials. If you're interested in being in one of my future books, I'm going to be doing like women action takers with healing hands, women action takers who are killing it in the MLM world. So I have different types of books that are going to be coming up. So if you're interested in being one of those, go ahead and drop in the chat #books, and I'll reach out to you. I'll put you on my list because I don't know which is the next book that's coming out yet. I got to concentrate on this one and the other one that we're working on called The Fearless Entrepreneurs. So some really exciting things happening. Before we move into Legend, where am I? I know like we're way off schedule,
Podcast.
but thank you. Okay, so then the Women Action Takers podcast launched that about 4 weeks ago or so, and I'm always looking for women who want to be interviewed on the podcast. If you're interested in being interviewed on the podcast, go ahead and click the link I just now dropped in the chat and type #podcast like Patricia just did. That way you can go ahead, when you click on that link that I just put in there, I sent it to Kathy on accident. Okay. When you click the link that I just now put in there, that one will, thank you, Legend. That will take you to the opportunity where it just says be interviewed. Click on that and get on that podcast. I'm really excited to have you. Gosh, we're on every place. We're on Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Player, whatever, we're everywhere. And we want to be everywhere, right? We want to be everywhere in our marketing. We want to be everywhere. So next, we're going to go around the room, and I'm glad we have a smaller group today because I took up too much time myself. And what we're going to do is go around the room, and I would love for everybody to share. So think about, this is 6 months into the year. We've got halfway through. We're the very end of this year, the end of the first half of this year. And so we've got the next 6 months coming up, right? What I would love for you to share, we got 23 seconds or less. I mean, if you could take less, that'd be awesome because we can keep moving on. But share with us a win that you've had, something that was like, you know what, we're out of this, the pandemic is over in most places. I know what, Kathy, I think you guys are still locked up, right? In Canada? Are you still locked up or they release you?
That's gotten a lot better. We're opening up, but the border's still closed.
Okay, but some of us are able to go out and no mask required anymore. We've got, things are starting to open up, which is awesome. But I would love for you to, share a win that you've had during the last 6 months. And remember, we're keeping this to only 23 seconds. So it's going to be really fast. So would somebody like to volunteer to be the timekeeper for today? Timekeeper for today. Raise your hand if you like to volunteer. I see. Okay, Patricia, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So it's 23 seconds. When your 23 seconds is up, Patricia will go, stop. No, I'm just kidding. Just watch Patricia. She's going to be doing something. What are you going to do, Patricia, when their time is up? Like the big T, oh, there we go. Pink sticky. I love it. That person made multi-millions of dollars, by putting some little glue on the back of a piece of paper and sticking it there, right? There's so many things we can create. Anyway, we're going to go around the room, and I am going to call you by how I see you on my screen. If I pass you up, it's just because Zoom sometimes jumps things around. So if I do pass you up, please make sure that you let me know at the end. So Kathy, you want to share with us? Oh, she's like, oh, I'm first. Okay, I'll go. What's a win that you've had this? You've had lots of them, lots.
Ooh, I was gonna say 23
Choose
seconds
one.
won't do it justice. Well, I guess I'll have to go with the biggest one. So left my corporate job, walked away, started my business, and jumped in with all you lovely ladies to make things happen. Thank you.
Congratulations. Awesome. That's right. We're women action takers. We're taking action. Sally, you're up next. What is your win for the 6 months? Like one of your many, many wins for the 6 months.
I would say my biggest thing was joining Linda's mastermind and then creating my YouTube channel, my Self-Care Rockstar YouTube channel, and interviewing great experts on self-care.
Awesome. And if you would like to be one of her experts that she interviews, I'm just going to throw it out there for her. Go ahead in the chat, put like, I want Sally or something like that. And she'll bring you in and showcase you to her group. Sherry, you're up next. Share with us a big win you've had during the last 6 months. Only one. I know you got like 10 million of them. So share only one today.
Only one. I think the thing that's most amazing to me is the Facebook Live show that I did for 3 years is actually moving to digital television platform. And that's been really cool. It's opened up a whole new world. And so that's been really impactful for me. And it allows me to shine a light on amazing people like these ladies. Whoop, whoop. And I'm
That's
excited
right.
I get to talk to a whole bunch of these people in here.
Yeah, Sherry is one of the official interviewers. She's going to be interviewing most of the authors for the books. So that's super exciting too. So thank you, Sherry, so much for providing that value for all of us. Truly appreciate it. Next up, we have Luann. Luann, you want to share one of your big wins for the last 6 months?
I guess my biggest win, I could say, related to work is with the pandemic here in California. Our schools were shut down, and I found out like a week before we had to have our school safety patrol back in service, get the kids trained, and we had a very successful end of school. So, and a successful start next year. So it's really helpful.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Marilyn, you want to share with us one of your many, many, many big wins for the last 6 months?
So I have a network business and a coaching business. And last year I worked them as silos and was very frustrated. In the beginning of this year, I was able to up level my thinking and integrate them to work together. And so that has been a real big blessing in how I routine and schedule my week. It's been awesome.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. I know how tough that can be for us multi-passionates. That's for sure. Awesome. Congrats. Kim, you're up next. You want to share with us a big win for the last 6 months? I know you got millions of them too. Everybody here does, because we're amazing women.
I was finally able to, very similar to Marilyn just said, and kind of marry both my production company with my coaching business. And I started finally doing these virtual summits I've been wanting to do for a long time. And from that, I was able to support, my big thing was to support 10 families in underprivileged communities to start their businesses so they could be home and present for their families and provide for their families. So those are my wins.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Next up, we have Farah. You want to share one of your many wins for the last 6 months?
Thank you, Linda. I think one of the wins I can talk about is that I invested in myself, and I'm almost there. I've done a 3-month coaching journey for my PCC certification. So exciting because I'm offering a lot of coaching to my women clients. So thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Investing in yourself is, I've invested lots of money, but we don't get as far as we can if we don't invest in ourselves, and hiring other people to help us to do that really helps us. Hiring the right people to do that helps us move farther. But then if we hire the wrong people, then it's just one of those steps backward that we need to make a giant leap forward. Awesome. Legend, you want to share with us one of your many wins for the year, this year so far?
Yes, I actually have to say this happened yesterday. So I am part of something called the Veterinary Entrepreneurship Academy, and I had to make a business model complex to present to a national board, and they took all of my recommendations yesterday. I'm like, 24-year-old just gave business recommendations to a bunch of adults who've been in the career for ages. I was like, this is working.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. I love it. Dolores, you want to share with us one of your wins for the last 6 months?
Yes, thank you. One thing that we have to realize, we're never not on our path. So if we need to take a little detour, what seems to be, that's exactly where we should be. The other day, I was working by reading Linda's book in the park, and an idea hit me that I have now started my next book, 100 Hard Questions, and what I learned from asking them.
Awesome. I'm excited to read it. And she was reading my book, The Year of Fears, and it inspired her. It's funny. She sent me an email. She said, I was reading page such and such, and she actually sent me the excerpt there. And, you know, that's one of the things, actually, Dolores, that's one of the things that helped me to make that movement into saying, you know, at the Fearless Entrepreneurs Academy, that I do have something there, because you know, our books do change people's lives. Those who read our books, they do change their lives. So make sure you share your story. Like, you know, in Sally's video, she says at the end, you know, share your story. There's somebody out there that needs to hear your story. So thanks, Dolores. I'm excited to be part of that 100.
100 hard questions.
Yes. Awesome. Heike, you want to, did I say it right, Heike?
You did. Thank you.
So that's my big win of the day. I pronounced it right. I've seen your name before, and I think, yeah. So anyway, Heike, share with us one of your big wins for the last 6 months.
Thank you. So I joined a mastermind group in January, and that gave me the background information, the confidence, and the push to start my own mastermind, which is launching on Tuesday. So
fantastic.
Excited.
Oh, congratulations. That's fun. That's fun. I remember when I first started my mastermind, I thought first I had that imposter syndrome going through my head. Will I be able to provide enough value? And I realized that I just needed to be ahead of them on certain things, you know, and to be able to have that confidence to step in and say, you know, I recommend this, I recommend that kind of thing. So congratulations for stepping into that. I'm excited to hear how that goes. And Desi, you want to share with us a win for the last 6 months?
Well, as you say, high achievers, I am interview from Linda. Yes. And I feel that I am part of this group, which just explosion, who come front of us disappear because we reject rejection. So that's why I wrote my book, Failed, Get Up and Never Give Up, and what's next. And the most important thing, as a humanitarian, I give 10 business executives free coaching for whole 6 months.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And she's absolutely fascinating. Please reach out to her. I can't wait to get her podcast interview out there. And the rest of your ladies too, when I interview you. Sandra, you're up next. You want to share with us one of your big wins? I know you had a disaster that happened during the last 6 months for sure. And you know, you have come a long ways from that. So congratulations for making it through that. But you want to share with us a big win that you've had during the last 6 months.
That will be one of the big ones. I think in February, the flood hitting us. After a year under COVID, our business was closed, and I had to come up with strength, with my passion, keep going. It was hard at moments, but I never gave up. And we finally we opened our doors. We only have right now 1/3 of the Eco Lodge open, but it's already working amazingly. We have received our first clients. We received 2 couples from the US, a family from Lima, and I already have 3-4 more bookings coming in for clients. So slow, but we're getting back up there, bringing travelers to reconnect with nature and support our conservation projects with their stay. So that's exciting. I'm happy for that. Thank you.
Congratulations. And Sandra owns a lodge down in the Amazon, and we're going to do a Women Action Takers summit down there. So retreat, I'm sorry, Women Action Takers retreat we're going to do down there. So I'm so excited. You know, they got flooded out and completely flooded out, destroyed her lodge. So she's back up and running, and it's just in a matter of like within the last, 6-7 months or something like that. So congratulations for turning that around and not giving up and keep moving forward. Congratulations. So next up we have, let's see, everybody jumped around on my screen. Uh-oh, I'm stressed out. Just kidding. Tanisha, you're up. Tanisha, share with us a win that you've had in the last 6 months.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tanisha Coffey, aka the Lofty Entrepreneur. And my big win is really basically doing something that I have been avoiding doing for my business over the last 15 years, which is kind of like what Linda was saying about picking up the phone. I was afraid to pick up the phone. I had some bad experiences when I first started out. And so I didn't go back to it, but I've done so this year, and I'm seeing success. I'm seeing traction from doing that. So that is my win for the year.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Okay, next up, we have Cecilia. You want to share with us a win? You got 23 seconds, a win for the last 6 months that you've had.
Yes, I guess my biggest win is being successful in teaching online. When the pandemic started, we were in a panic as to how to get the kids online, especially first graders. And so luckily for me, I had done some teaching for them how to use their iPads and how to get their work downloaded from their iPad. So at least that was a beginning for them. But anyway, everything was successful this year and it ended wonderfully. Thank you. And now
congratulations. That's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, I can't. Good for you. I'm glad you do that because that is not something I could do. So next up, I shouldn't say I couldn't do it. I could do it, but I wouldn't want to. So Patricia, you're up next. You want to share with us one of your big wins for the last 6 months?
It's been a really amazing 6 months. Let's see, I connected with a very profound coach that's really helping me grow and make quantum leaps in my business. I've also launched a very successful chakra healing online course for great transformation. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Awesome. Congratulations. That is amazing. I love it. I heard from everybody except our speaker of the day, Shana Lewis. You want to share with us a big win that you've had in the last 6 months?
Oh, gosh.
I know you got to pick only one, girl.
Oh, my goodness. So many amazing things have happened over the last 6 months. But I would say launching a brand new program for helping women go from overwhelm to overflow has been an absolute great win over the last 6 months.
That's fantastic. And you're going to be teaching us about that today, how to go from overwhelm to overflow. So thank you so much, everybody. I got everybody, right? If I didn't get you, raise your hand. I believe I got everybody except myself. Okay, let me see. I'll pick one big win for the last 6 months. You know what? My biggest win actually was, I'm talking about business, was launching the Clubhouse Moneymaker Challenge. And the reason that was my biggest win in the last 6 months is because I had done challenges before, but I had never charged for one because I had so much fear around money. I had fear around charging. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. If only one person signs up or if 0 person sign up, that's okay with me. I was okay with that. And I launched it. And fortunately, we got 25 women who signed up for it. So that was a lot better than 1 or 0. And a lot of them are here today. And it's just been fantastic. The relationships we've been creating on the journey. And so thank you all so much for being part of that. And I think my 23 seconds is up and I want to respect everybody's time. Legend, what are we doing next? What's on the agenda?
We have our speakers open mic, excuse me. So I need a number between 1 and 5, Linda.
Let's do 3.
3. Speaker open mic for tonight is Sandra Fernandez Ozarez.
Awesome, Sandra. So you have 4 minutes. You're going to share your story. This is not an opportunity to sell anything, which I know you wouldn't do that anyway, but just share with everybody. This is an opportunity to share your story, to connect with us. So Patricia, if you could give her like a 30-second warning, it's like at 3.5 minutes. So Sandra, can you see Patricia on your screen?
Yes,
fantastic.
yes, thank you.
Okay, and then I will give you some feed forward at the end. Okay, so you are up, Sandra.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for having me here. Well, following the experience that Sally had this is something I really do not share a lot with everybody. Just my very close, the close people I grew up with know about it. But I grew up as a very shy girl. I was very connected to nature. My dad took us all the time to the countryside and that, and I always felt this very kind of sensation of loving everybody and every single life form, and I was very emotional and trying to connect with people very openly since very little. But I guess people didn't took it the right way, and that put me in a shy position. And I grew up being shy. I got amazing friends growing up in middle school, and it was a high school time that I don't know why. I guess that this boy kind of, I went to an only girls school, but we got together at this like a pool club, and we met this group of boys, and it was when I was 14 years old. And at my school, these girls, I don't know why, they one of them maybe had something with this boy. I had no idea. I never found out precisely, but I would walk with my friends and they would call names at me, like making me feel that I wasn't good enough, that my body wasn't good enough. I was very skinny. I've always been skinny, but I developed late in life. Developed as a woman late. And they would shout like awful names in Spanish, like you're a square, or you're a tabla, you're like a board, and all of that. And my friends were like, Sandra, just don't listen to them, just don't listen to them. But I don't know what happened for me, that I didn't, instead of listening to my friends, that got so much in my head that I started seeing in the mirror a person that I really didn't like. I thought that my body wasn't good enough. No, everybody said, Sandra, but you're beautiful, you're smart, you're loving. But there was something not right when I saw myself in the mirror, and I started not liking myself and feeling that I wasn't skinny enough, or I wasn't beautiful enough. And that's how I developed an eating disorder. I started with bulimia. I tried to become an anorexic, but I couldn't stop eating. I did the opposite, because I kind of went into both. And it was a period in my life where I kind of even got even shyer. I wouldn't go out with my friends. They would tell me, let's go out and whatever. I didn't feel like it. I wore very baggy clothes. And my parents had no idea of this happening to me. My friends did, and they would encourage me to stop. And one of them finally went to my parents. They took me to a psychologist, but it was a hard time. It started this disorder and this distortion of my image when I was 15, and it took me almost 15 years to get rid of that self-image. When I was 23, it got to a point of feeling so awful that I decided to commit suicide. I actually did it. One day I was feeling so awful, so that nobody could understand what I was going through. My parents, they were they didn't want to see what was going on. They didn't react in a way to make me feel loved, and they just made believe that nothing was wrong, because I pretended very nicely. I pretended that all the psychologists were doing great, and I hid it back so good. And I'm done, right? And well, I just to finish, I'm alive, and I'm grateful for being alive. And I thank you for listening to me. And yeah, I don't want to take more time. I'm so sorry.
Thank you for sharing, Sandra. And I'm grateful you're alive too. And I'm grateful to have met you several months ago at Soheila's event, and just to have you in my life, and that you made the decision to stay here, because you are making an immense and positive impact on this planet. And if you decided not to stay, to end it, you wouldn't be doing that. And look at the amazing work you're doing now. It's incredible. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Much love to you.
Thank you.
Okay, for those who know me, it's really hard for me to shift from something like that. So I'm just going to make the shift, and it might feel awkward for some of you, but I feel awkward making this shift. So it's okay. Is it okay if we, Okay, you guys are helping me right now because I don't know how to make these shifts. So anyway, your feed forward. First of all, you at the beginning, you gave a shout out to Sally, which was really cool because when you give a shout out to somebody in the audience, you know, it makes them like the center of attention for that moment, right? And then it also gives them that credibility. So you did that shout out. So that was really good. And then sharing your story, you know, your story of the bullying that you went through. There are some in here who may have experienced that same sort of thing. And so that creates that relation point. And I like to say, our relation points are what create our relationships. And then, you know, going through the body shaming and then what you went through, you know, sharing that, it's something that not all of us would understand, but, you know, we have heard of it, right? So thank you so much for sharing your vulnerability. And you're always like that. I love it when you walk into a room, you have this light about you and it's absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story with us. Oh, wow. That was, yeah. So I'm going to reach out to you, girl. Next up we have, right, Shana, Legend. Are we which speaker? Okay.
Came out now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm going to introduce, and I printed out the wrong thing. So I don't have your bio with me, Shana, but that's okay. I'm going to introduce you. I met her on Clubhouse, which I met many of you on Clubhouse, and Clubhouse is changing my life. And I hope that you're getting on there and diving into it to see what it really, really is all about. So she was speaking in one of the rooms and I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to have you come in and help me with, because she's a TEDx speaker. And I asked her to come in once to help me with the speaking event because we were doing a speaker's open mic and have her to help to give that feed forward. And then I just loved what she did so much. I asked if she would come in and speak to the group. So today she's going to be talking about going from overwhelmed to overflowing. So ladies, you know, take out your pens, take out your paper, take out your iPad, whatever it is that you use to take notes, take that out today. And I want to introduce our special guest speaker for the day, Dr. Shana Lewis. Woo, woo. And the applause goes wild.
Yes, I can hear it. Give me those jazz hands, right? Good afternoon, ladies, or morning. I'm in Texas. I think y'all are still in morning, but I'm in Texas, so it's afternoon here. Thank you, Linda, so much for the invitation. I never take it lightly when I'm invited into a private space such as this, so I appreciate you for asking me to be here, and it is my privilege to spend time with you ladies today. And some of you maybe I met when I was here the last time, perhaps, and if you weren't here, I'll just tell you now, I'm a very interactive speaker. This virtual world, y'all, is wearing me out. Like, I am so over it. So with that said, since I cannot touch you, feel you, I can only feel your energy in the chat box. So when I ask questions, answer them for me, because otherwise I'm talking to myself. And then that doesn't work well. I feel like a crazy person if I don't get answers back. So do me one thing first. So I love to start with some energy. So I want everyone to look at your neighbor in that box next to you, because I know you can't see her in real life, but look at the box next to you and say, neighbor, today is the first day of the rest of my life. Now I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying that. Because ladies, I just believe every single day we have an opportunity to wake up and make a decision. We can get new information and we can take that information, integrate it into our lives, and it is the first day of the rest of our lives. We can change literally the trajectory of our lives in one moment every single day. So we're gonna say it again, and then I want you to type it in the chat if you believe it. Neighbor, today is the first day of the rest of my life. All right, ladies. And the jazz hands go wild. Let me see you clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Okay, very good. So let me just ask you a quick question. So, and I'm looking for an answer here. What are some reasons that women who are powerful, very, very powerful, very successful, are well put together on the outside, but struggling and perhaps even broken on the inside? I want you to think about that. What are some reasons that women who are powerful and successful leaders in this world are very well put together on the outside, but she's struggling and broken on the inside? Let me see. Childhood trauma, fear. Come on, very good. What else you got? There's so many reasons. Emotional baggage. Yes, yes, yes. Hiding. Yes. Come on. Yes. All of abuse, stuck energy. Listen, insecurity. Listen, y'all giving me all the energy in the fields in the chat box. Yes. Self-doubt, too much to do. All of those are absolutely accurate answers. But think about this. What if she didn't know that she was worthy enough to pour into herself? What if she confused sacrifice for success? What if she was waiting on someone else to come rescue her when really the one she was waiting on was her? What if? Today we're talking about from overwhelm to overflow. And I am she and she is me. And in many cases, she's all of us at different points in our lives. And so if you will, I'd like to share a little piece of my story with you today. Is that all right, ladies? Okay. So I am from the South. I don't know if you can tell. I do have a little Southern drawl in my voice. I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a Southern girl to my heart. I grew up the youngest of two children. So you know what that meant. I'm spoiled. I got pretty much everything that I wanted. I asked for all of it. And I remember one Christmas, I asked for some Jabot jeans. I'm probably telling my age. I don't know how many of you remember Jabot jeans, but I was crazy about Jabot jeans. And I finally got a pair for Christmas. I thought I had won the lotto or something. It was amazing. And my mom, bless her heart, she was 4'11", and she gave me everything she possibly could that I asked her for. But there was one thing that I wanted so badly that she could not give me, and that was my father. I wanted my father's attention. I wanted his love. I wanted his validation. I wanted him to see me. But he lived hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where we lived in Texas. He lived in California, actually. And I grew up in a single parent home. And so as a child, in my immature mind, I thought, well, if I just work harder, then maybe, you know, that working and the achievements would be what I would need for him to see me. So y'all, I was the overachiever of all overachievers. If there was an award to be had, I got it. I was a line leader. I was the classroom monitor. I was a teacher's pet. Don't judge me, but I was all of those things. Back in the days when you could actually spend the night with your teachers, I would go to their houses on the weekend. Like that's how much of a teacher's pet I actually was. But even in all of those things, it did not create the answer to the thing that I thought I needed most, which was his love. But it created in me this overachieving, high achieving self, when ultimately it was to fill a void, which is where it came from. And I don't know about you, how many other women, and I've heard the high achieving women in this room, so I already know I'm in good company. However, we got to that place. That's how I ended up there. But when I got to that work level of just going, that was me as a little girl. I mean, I was killing it in all areas. Fast forward into my adult life, I got married at 21. Got my bachelor's degree, my master's degree very quickly. By 22, I was done with all of those things. I went on to get a PhD. I was a mother of two children. I own my own licensed professional counselor. That's my day job. I have a private practice. I'm a founder of a nonprofit. I got a lot of buckets, y'all. And I don't know if you're like me, and I know many of you are, you got a lot of buckets too. Just put in the chat box, what kind of buckets do you have? Because we are operating in a lot of different lanes. I'm a ministry leader. I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm a wife of one, a mother of these two growing kids. I mean, and I'm a mentor to so many. I'm a university professor. Y'all understand all these buckets, and they are full of stuff from other people. Whoo, but that was just too much. I see folks here, millions of buckets. Yes, millions of buckets of all of the things that we're doing for other people. Other people. I got a multi-company owner, single mama of four, starting a nonprofit. I feel you. And so with all of these different buckets, I was running on E. Anybody know what E feels like when you got less than nothing and you still trying to go, your cup has nothing in it? Yeah, I was there. And my turning point really came. I was about 35, and I had been on this road for quite a while. And I was in Sam's. I'll never forget the day. I was in Sam's and I was shopping with my husband. I mean, I had been having a series of headaches. And I mean, debilitating headaches, migraines, something I'd never had before. And I remember being in Sam's shopping and a headache came over me. And that was back in the day when you had blood pressure machines where you could stick your arm in them, right? And you could check them. He said, just take your blood pressure. I don't know where that came from, but I did. And my blood pressure was like 160 over 90. And I'm like, what? I'm 35. I'm not obese by any stretch of the means. I'm fairly healthy as far as I know. I got a blood pressure problem at 35. So the first thing I figured out is I had to really get honest with myself and take a real good look at what was happening to me. My body was sending me signals. Shana, something is wrong. You know, like flashing red lights. Anybody ever seen the flashing red lights that say, hey, 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 pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And so it was at that time that I really had to understand the second thing here, which is that my wellness was my responsibility. So many of us, we can easily blame a whole bunch of other people. If my husband would just do this, if the kids would just clean up, if my boss would just stop asking me to do things, if my friends would just respect me more, if this would happen and this would happen, I would be better. Like, that sounds great. But at the end of the day, ladies, we are responsible for our own wellness. It is 100% our job. And so I had to get honest that I can't blame any of y'all for whatever the stresses I feel, whatever overwhelm I'm experiencing, all those buckets I'm juggling. Guess who's picking them up every day? Me. So I can't get mad at anybody else. It's my responsibility. So I had to take some action at that point. It first sent me to the doctor because I'm like, I got headaches. I don't know what's going on, and a series of tests and those kind of things. But it really drew me into the internal space of figuring out what is it that I need to do here. I figured out really quickly that what I didn't want to do was do this all by myself, because suffering in this space in isolation makes it so much worse. So I literally created my entire network around my healing. It was selfish. I'm gonna just tell the truth, it was. But what I found out is that I wasn't alone. And I have a whole network of women, the Your Extraordinary Life Network of Women in an academy. And congratulations, Linda, on your academy. I was super excited to hear that. It's an amazing place where I'm able to sit with other women who are just like me on this journey, trying to figure out how do I go from all of those buckets to a place of abundance. And so this is so important to me because I believe one thing: if mama ain't right, ain't nobody right. I know I just split some verbs. That's not correct English or grammar, but that's just how I feel about it. If mama ain't right, ain't nobody right. No disrespect to the men folk. Love them to death, to life. Let me say that, not to death. Love them to life. But I understand we have a really integral role in our families. And when we fall apart, everything around us falls apart. The children, the husband, the house, all of the things all of the buckets you all talked about, all of those things fall apart when we fall apart. So the question becomes, ladies, what are the things that we absolutely must do in order for us to fill our cups? Because I believe that women need to fill our cups first. First. You've heard the saying, put your mask on first, right? And then help other people. But so many of us, we helping other folks and we don't even have oxygen on our own face. That's part of the problem. So one of the first things I help women do, ladies, is I help us understand that we do not have to sacrifice ourselves for success. I'm going to say it again. We do not have to sacrifice ourselves for success. I know I'm in a room of high achieving women and y'all are doing so many amazing, wonderful things that you've been called to do in this world, but it should not be at the sacrifice of you. There are some things about us that need to be non-negotiable. My wellness is a non-negotiable. I will never negotiate with my wellness for the sake of any level of success. It's non-negotiable. The second thing that I know we need to understand is that we must fill our cups first daily. And when I'm saying daily, I mean every single day. Every day. Days that we let go by where we don't do things to fill ourselves, we end up in a space of operating from that negative E. See, people in our world are going to always continue to pull and ask of us as long as we keep giving. They are, because it's what serves them. The moment we create a boundary that says, nope, that's not what I want to do anymore, Other people who don't have your best interest at heart are going to probably respond in negative ways. I'm just going to tell the truth. They're not going to like it because it's not going to give them what they have been accustomed to receiving from you. But when you start to fill your bucket first, and what does that look like? That might be exercise, that might be mindfulness, it may be reading, it may be journaling, it may be taking a walk, it may just be sitting in quiet and breathing. It may be that simple. Because the other thing that I love to teach women to do, and this is the thing that we miss, many of us understand wellness from 3 dimensions: mind, body, and spirit. And those are true and those are amazing, but there are actually 12 dimensions of wellness. There's 12 of them. And we don't know them, so we can't operate inside of them on purpose. And I teach women the 12 dimensions of wellness and how to operate from those every single day. See, we have power, and our choice is our power. So when we wake up daily, I can choose to sit in my power, which is to pour into me first, without guilt and without apology. Because we also know folks can make us feel guilty. Oh, you so selfish. So when I hear that, I say, thank you for noticing. And I smile because I did something that was obviously obvious enough to you that I cared about me enough to do. And if people in your world really understood that your selfishness actually benefits them too, because when you are serving from this space of abundance, then they actually get a better version of you, not the one that's empty and not the dirty cup, because the cup could be empty or dirty, but that's a whole nother conversation because coffee don't taste good out of a dirty cup either. I'm just saying. So they actually get the best version of you when they allow you to be in a space of pouring into you first. And so what I want to make sure I do for you ladies today is make sure you understand you have a right to choose you first. You have a right. It is your duty and your responsibility. You really want to be honest with yourself and check in with you to see where are you right now. Do a full assessment. How am I doing? Am I taking care of myself? Am I pouring everybody else? Have I just completely missed myself and I'm carrying around all these buckets? My back is broken, but I'm still getting up. People ask me, do you need help? And you say, no, I got it. And you just broke on the floor, but never say, hey, give me a hand. And you have people available to you. Take that look. And one of the things that I do want to do, there's a free gift that I want to give you. Hang on, let me share do I have access to share my screen, Linda?
Yes, you do.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna share my screen. And there's a free gift I want to give you. And this is actually a blueprint to being your own breakthrough. What I said earlier was that women really need to be in a space of understanding that she is the one she's been waiting on. And so if you are, let me see, let me go to slideshow. I guess it's coming. Can you see my screen yet? Or is it still percolating?
It says, there we go. Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Oh no, hold on. I hit the wrong button. Let's see, where did it go? It's probably black now. Okay, hold on.
It says for a free gift.
Okay. Oh, it's giving you, hold on. Let me go back. Okay.
We're going to have to find out where we can watch your PowerPoint presentation next.
Yeah, I got tons of
awesome.
these, but I'm just trying to give you this end part here. Here you go. Oh, and it went too fast. And go. So for the free gift, you just go to drshanasfreegift.com. This is a blueprint to be your own breakthrough. Because like I said earlier, we have to be responsible for our own wellness. No one else can. So if you visit this site, it's a blueprint to be your own breakthrough. It's a talk that I did about this thing because I'm so passionate about us understanding that we have everything we need inside of us to be who we want to be, to go where we want to go and do what we want to do. I don't need to wait on any other person for me to be the breakthrough that I need for my life. And that is what this will give. So take a screenshot of it if you want to get that later, you can do so. And then secondly, I'm so excited. I said earlier that I have this brand new program that I've launched called the Power Wellness Blueprint Program. And I really want to offer you an opportunity to not do this on your own. If you see yourself in a space of really being in this depleted space, in need of some support. So this is a 90-day program. It's brand spanking new. It's like that shiny new baby that just came out and you're like, oh, isn't she cute? I just love everything about it. There's two levels to this program. The first one is the wellness inventory. I mentioned a minute ago about the 12 wellness dimensions. So there is an objective assessment that women will take to understand where are you within your areas of wellness? Where do you need the most work? It comes with a 12-week wellness blueprint. So from that assessment, there's an actual blueprint for wellness that you will receive. So you know, where do I need to work and in which area? There are weekly wellness trainings as a part of this. There's a weekly live Q&A. There's 3 alignment sessions with me as well with the level 1. Now, level 2, because the other piece that I also believe is that women, when we understand our innate talents and strengths, we actually are more wholly well. So I've coupled the wellness piece with talents and strengths. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Clifton or Gallup's strength assessment, but I have partnered with the Gallup strength coach who does that work. And so on level 2, you get the Gallup strength assessment. There's 6 Q&A sessions with her, as well as a one-on-one coaching session. And there's a virtual platform that helps women to expand and grow their talents as well. So collectively, these two help the woman who is, ready to really make some real change in her life, to no longer operate from a deficit, but know what she has when she shows up and knows how and what to pour into her buckets daily to do just that. So who is this for? It's for the professional high achieving woman who is stressed, overwhelmed, and struggling to care for herself. The woman I just described earlier. It's for me. I told you it was selfish for me to create this program, but as in my selfishness, I also can serve and give back to other women. The woman who's struggling to understand and leverage her strengths in order to increase her productivity outcomes and ultimately her overall success. The woman who's sick and tired of just being sick and tired. Like, I just can't keep functioning in this way. The woman who's ready to take ownership of her wellness. This is for her. And the woman who's ready to stop sacrificing herself for success. This is also for her. But who is this not for? It's not for the woman who isn't ready to commit fully to her wellness plan at this time, because this is a commitment. It's not for the woman who isn't convinced that her wellness is her responsibility. If she's in the space of continuing to wait for other people to fix it, this is not going to be for her. It's not for the woman who doesn't believe she needs to improve her wellness to truly be successful. Because just because we've made it to the C-suite doesn't mean we're really successful. We're really only truly successful when we've led ourselves from the inside out first. And it is not for the woman who isn't ready to put herself first. Women who are in this space, who are ready to do the work, I would love to have a conversation with you. If it's something that you said, that is for me and I need that kind of support, we would need to have a conversation first, because I want to make sure this is a great program for you, as well as that you are in a position of being ready to do this work. So you would book a breakthrough appointment with me at breakthroughwithdrshana.com. We'd have a conversation. And if this is a perfect fit, then we would get this whole party started. So ladies, I just want to encourage you, if you don't remember anything else I say today, I want you to fill your cup first so that you can serve from your overflow. The cup is for you. The saucer is for them. And I call that hashtag Salsa Life. I'm Dr. Shana, and thank you so much for your time and attention today. I appreciate you so much.
Oh my God, that was amazing, amazing. Yes, we got the jazz hands going. You said saucer life, right?
Hashtag salsa life. Yes, ma'am.
I love that. So what I'd love to do is we have about 10 more minutes or so for any Q&A, anything you guys would like to ask Dr. Shana, and just go ahead and mute yourself or raise your little Zoom hand, however you'd like to do that. And I myself, first of all, I took some notes in the chat there so that I can remember what they were. One of the things that you said was, we do not have to sacrifice ourselves for success. I really love that, because I think a lot of times with women, especially, right, we have the kids, we have the spouse, we have the jobs, we have the business, whatever it is that we have going on, we do sacrifice ourselves. So how can we move from that place of sacrificing ourselves into, truly stepping into who we truly are? And because what you said at the very end there was, we are only truly successful when we lead from the inside out. But how do we move into that leading from the inside out?
Oh, that's a great question, Linda. You're full of great questions. Yes, I love that. So the first piece to that is understanding that we must make ourselves a priority. Because here's the thing, no one else is going to make room and space for you until you do. They just don't. Because people are going to always take from you what they need. We have to decide, because when we don't decide, other people decide for us, right? So if you never make a decision about your value, your worth, your level of importance, other people will decide it for you. And you will be at the very bottom of whatever list that is. And they will be before you because they'll be getting what they need. So the first piece there for us to understand that we won't sacrifice ourselves for success, how we leave from the inside out, is to understand that I have to put me first. I am so valuable and so important. And the other piece for me, Linda, of that is because I'm a spiritual person, so I'm very connected and rooted in that space. And for me, I understand that I can't operate in the full realm of my being and my spiritual being on this planet if I have not poured into myself first. Because I'm operating again from this broken place. You know, you've heard the saying that heal your wounds for you bleed on other people, right? Like the person who didn't cut you, you'll bleed on them if you didn't heal your own wound that you had. If we don't do this for ourselves first, we will continue to operate from a place that is of brokenness. So leading inside out means you put yourself first. And again, it's selfish, yes, but other people benefit from it. They absolutely do. They get a best version of you. And so here's the thing, and I wasn't always in this place, because I told you it was 35. It was about a decade ago when I figured this out, really. And so my family was operating from the space that I was low on the totem pole. So they always, Mom, I need this, I need that, babe, do this, go do it. And I would do all of those things and run around, and I'd be broke down at the end of the night. I couldn't even sleep well because I was so exhausted and too tired to even actually sleep well. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until I figured out my worth and my value, and that for me to truly function in the way that I've been called to function, it is mandatory that I get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It is mandatory that I exercise 150 minutes a week. It is mandatory that I take moments to breathe when my day starts. It is mandatory that I meditate and I'm mindful. It is mandatory for me to function in a way. That's what leading inside out is first. Because when I show up for me, I can show up for you in a full capacity, not at half mast. So hopefully that answers your question. But that's really what it means. When you show up wholly well, WHOLLY, with all of your compartments, all of your dimensions functioning well, you're able to function and serve others the absolute most best and powerful way.
Awesome. That definitely answers my question. So that has a follow-up question. Because you mentioned you being selfish, and I realized that, you know, during my own entrepreneurial journey and professional and personal development journey, that I started to become that selfish, right? And it feels so good. It really feels good. So let me ask you though, because you, I am not the young kid in the family. I wasn't the spoiled one. So how would you recommend that somebody that feels that is selfish, how do they move into that place of realizing that it's, because I don't feel it's selfish at all. Like you said, I wrote here, it's not selfish because people are getting a better version of you, which is what you said. So how do we move into that position of not feeling like it's selfish, or not feeling that it's a bad thing to feel, to be selfish? How do we move into that place?
Well, so it's really about relabeling what it means, right? Like nothing means anything until we give it meaning. So we can make the word selfish if we apply it, you know, in any way to mean something like it means I'm taking from you. I'm not thinking about you. I'm only thinking about myself. But we can repurpose what that word means, because me being selfish means I'm doing something for myself. That's really what it means as a definition of a word. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's necessary. So it's a paradigm shift of how we see it. We've been trained in our society that it's negative. We have to change what it means to us, and then train other people that it means something different, because they will reap the benefit of my selfishness, of me caring for me, because you get, when you get the salsa from me, it is like, ladies, you're getting my salsa because I got good sleep last night. I woke up this morning, I exercised, and I did my meditation. You get the best version of me because I was selfish this morning. And I think people should celebrate that. Girl, go be selfish. Do more of it. because you're going to get what you need from me because I gave me what I needed first. So it's about repurposing what these words mean. It's a paradigm shift here.
Oh my God, that was so good. I'm sitting here cracking up because it's so true. You said you're getting the best of me because I am being because I was selfish this morning. And that is so good. So if we can just like enter every day, thinking from that perspective, I love that. Thank you so much. I see we got a couple of hands raised, so I want to make sure we get to those. So Sandra, you have a question.
Oh, just to applaud you and thank you because your words, your wisdom, your energy, your voice it's so empowering. I think I talk for everybody here that you really have this amazing charm and power to lift us up. And I agree that the paradigm shift, you took the words out of my mind when you were speaking about what selfish really means. And I use I always use the expression and the comparison. If you're on a plane and it's about to crash, in order for you to help others, you need to first put on your mask.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, you won't be able to save anybody.
Yep.
So it's putting us first because we need to be good in all the levels, as you mentioned, in all the spectrums and all the layers, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, for us to be able to truly help others. If not, the roots of our problems is the self-hate, myself going through that journey of learning to love myself and care for myself. It is hard work, but it's the first thing we have to do in order to really make a difference. And thank you so much for those words and for your amazing work.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your story earlier, because it's not easy to share from a place of vulnerability. And so I appreciate your willingness to be transparent here today. And you're right. If we don't love ourselves first of all, we won't allow other people to love us, and we won't be able to love other people. We just can't, because the love starts with us first. You have to know that we are worthy of that in order for us to be able to give that to other people, for sure.
So good. Thank you so much. Thanks for that, Sandra. Legend, I'm going to say, Legend sent me a message. She goes, she needs to be my best friend. I was like, because you're so.
I love that, Legend.
Yeah. She's like, I'm never going to send Linda a private message again.
Again, because Linda's going to read them out loud. Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it.
Legend, you're up.
Yes, first of all, I echo what all these other women are also saying. Thank you so much. And clearly, since Linda said that, Linda, resonating with everything you're saying. So I have one question, and this may be a very long answer, and you can give me the short version because I do want to book a call with you. That's how impacted I've been from this.
Yes, ma'am.
As a person who is in her young adulthood still and actually figuring some of these things out at an early age, which honestly has saved my life in the past year and a half, how would you recommend breaking the conformities of society when you've been raised in it? For example, I have family members who say, well, you should do this, you could do this, it's the should, you would, all those. And me personally, I'm breaking out of it. Linda's read my chapter in the book explaining all of it. But the struggle is still there because, like you were just saying, like, yes, we need to do all of this, make our own decisions, live for ourselves, be selfish. That's very hard when you are immersed in an environment where they tell us we shouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, that's a good question, Legend. And kudos to you for getting on this journey early, because many of us, we're way on the other end. I was 35 before I even got started. And I'm almost 44 now, just really perfecting what it needs to look like for me. So it can take a while. But it's about understanding. It's a mind shift, really. It just is. Because you're going to be in the face of adversity. Because I said earlier, when you make these choices for yourself, the people in your world who think differently are going to come up against you. Like, again, they're going to use selfish against you, and you get to say, thank you for noticing, and you're going to get the best version of me as a result. The reality is you have to be able to be secure in your own understanding of what you need for you that has nothing to do with what anyone else thinks, says, or does. Because I can operate from a place of what I need, and I don't need a co-signer. That's the thing. I don't need anybody to go with me to the bank every day to tell the banker, pour into Dr. Shana of what I need for me to be making the right decisions for myself. And it's not always easy. And I don't want to paint the picture like this is necessarily easy, because if you're raised in a family or an environment, and that's just our society in general that says what you should and shouldn't do, I don't receive the things that don't fit inside of the pattern that I've described for my own life. I reject those things. And I do it politely and with a smile. I do. But I understand it may create relationship disruption, because if there are people in my world who do not honor what I need to honor for myself, and I give it in as much love as I possibly can, they could choose to operate in a different realm in my world. And you know what? That's okay too. We have to be willing to allow things to be what they are, right? Because we don't get to control other people's thoughts, beliefs, those kind of things. I don't need a cosigner for me to make the decisions for myself that are right. You don't have to agree with it. I'm just asking you to respect them. That's a short answer, but it's a lot of work that goes behind it. So that's a great question, Legend. I look forward to talking to you.
She already made her appointment.
Yay!
Fantastic. Well, Shana, I just truly appreciate you. And I know I'll see you in the hallways on Clubhouse.
Yes, we got some more working to do together, Linda. So I'll
yes, we do. And so go find her on Clubhouse. She's a Dr. Shana D. Lewis on Clubhouse. I put the her handle up there in the chat. And then also she has the free breakthrough session. Go ahead and go to breakthroughwithdrshana.com if you want to get one of those. And I really enjoyed, we got 7 minutes left. I like to end on time, but of course, you know how much I love you. I think you're absolutely amazing. And I'll also find a link to her YouTube video. I'm sorry, her TEDx talk, and drop that in there. Go watch it. It's just absolutely incredible. I'm loving the people I'm meeting on Clubhouse, because a lot of them are helping me to think differently and to expand my own, thinking, my own horizon. So get over there. I highly recommend it. If you can't tell, I love it so much. So Dr. Shana, thank you so much for being here. And I know I'll see you again around Clubhouse.
Absolutely. And y'all get on Clubhouse. It's a great place. I'm on Instagram as well at I am Dr. Shana. I'd love to see all of you in those Clubhouse streets and those IG streets. I am an actual resource. Thank you, Linda, for the invitation. Ladies, have an amazing rest of your Saturday.
And follow her on Instagram too, because she always does these really great. I watch them. I'm trying to emulate you, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm nowhere
Linda,
near.
you can do it. You can do it. It is so much. Some of these reels, right? I know they're fun. They're so, you can do it, Linda.
Yours are fun. Yours are fun.
Linda, we're going to work and we're going to get a reel up.
Okay. I got some reels up. They just suck, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You got to suck first before you get good, right?
Indeed. All right, ladies. You ladies are welcome. Y'all have a great one.
Thank you so much. So before we head out for the day, I want to, of course, thank Dr. Shana and Legend so much for, helping me to run the show. She's been helping me. I met her on Clubhouse, and we just really hit it off. And now she helps me to, MC the event kind of thing. And then I want to thank Patricia so much for jumping in and becoming our timekeeper. Fabulous. I love it. Kim and Kim has a summit coming up this coming week, and I'll drop a link to that. Or Kim, do you want to just drop a link to the summit in there? And if you guys want to attend it, and it's going to be awesome. Just, this is the thing about Clubhouse. I'll share this again. I'll share this a lot. Clubhouse is where you're going to make some incredible connections with people you're going to resonate with. Why? Because every room you hop into in Clubhouse is something that resonates with you, and it resonates with everybody else in the room. So you automatically have an immediate connection just right there. So with Kim and I, we do some rooms together. I've hopped into her rooms and then have been able to provide value. And so she reaches out to me and says, would you like to be part of my summit? This is how it happens, because you get yourself out there, you start sharing who you are, the value you have. People see that value, and then they reach out to you. I have a movie star who's going to be in our book, Invisible No More, Invincible Forevermore. I heard her in a Clubhouse room, and I reached out to her and said, I'm writing this book. Would you like to share your story? And she's like, yeah, I'm in. And I also, Forbes Riley, she's going to be in that book also. I met her way before Clubhouse. I've known her for a couple of years, but it's really an incredible platform for you to get yourself out there. Women Action Takers is a club on Clubhouse. If you're not yet a member of that club, please go find it in your, the clubs, Women Action Takers, and join us there. And then also every Saturday on Clubhouse at 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, we hop over to Clubhouse, and the Women Action Takers, we do a networking event. So this networking event is also going to take place on Clubhouse. Completely different format. Everything is done differently over there, but it's an awesome opportunity to connect with more amazing women, because it is women on that platform as well. And then, oh, my last announcement for the day. San Diego finally released its "you got to wear a mask" thing, right? We don't have to wear a mask wherever we go now. They are actually starting to remove the 6-foot distance little stickers off of the floors in the grocery stores and the different stores. So we're moving back into this place of somewhat of normalcy, right? With awareness, but with normalcy. So because of that, July 17th, the Women Action Takers networking events, we originally were in person until the pandemic came, and that's why we moved to Zoom. I'll still be holding the events the second and fourth Saturday every month right here on Zoom, but the third Saturday of every month, every 3 months. So every quarter, the third Saturday, we're going to do it in person. So our first in-person event is July 17th. It is in San Diego from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a long event. It's absolutely amazing. We make some incredible connections, and there's always some sort of breakthrough that happens that day. I never know what kind of breakthrough or who's going to have it, but there's always been a breakthrough that's happened at that event. It's been incredible, the connections we make. So if you're interested in coming, I know that many of you aren't in San Diego. Actually, I don't know if any of you are in San Diego, or any of you in San Diego. Patricia, you got to be there. Okay. If you want to fly out, we actually have somebody who's going to come out from Arizona to attend the event, and somebody else who's thinking about coming out from, she's in Chicago. So we've had people fly out from Washington, D.C. to attend this event because it's absolutely incredible. But anyway, I'll have all that information available to you right now because I have it right here. But it's been an incredible journey, and I want to thank all of you for being part of my journey. And you like Shana said, I created the Women Action Takers networking events originally, and that was my selfish thing because I wanted to be surrounded by positive, uplifting women who are making a positive impact on the planet. And that's why I created it. And look at what it's turning into, something way more than that. It's turning into like the books, the mastermind, the collaborations, the podcasts. All of that started because I had this idea that I wanted to be surrounded by positive and uplifting women who are making a positive impact on the planet. So that's what we're doing. Oh, and July 17th, the day of the event, that's my 3rd anniversary. I was looking through my stuff and I was like, that was the date of our very first Women Action Takers networking event in person 3 years ago. So it's cool to think that, something that I had an idea of is still going, right? Didn't let the pandemic stop me. Actually, the pandemic has turned it into way more because we're connecting with people all the way from London, right? From Peru, people all over the world because of it. So with that said, we got 1 minute left. Anybody have anything they want to share in 1 minute before we end for that day? Because I got to go eat some today before our clubhouse room. Did anybody enjoy themselves? Okay, Sally.
Thank you, Linda. No, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yes, yes. Oh, let's drop in the chat really quick before I'll keep this open for about 5 minutes or so. You'll drive down from Newport. Fantastic, Kim. I just put the link down below there. We host the networking event at a person's house. So I love this because it creates a completely different feel. It's not that sterile hotel environment or a restaurant environment. We're at somebody's house. One of them, we had 45 women in attendance, and it was at a 2-bedroom condo. And literally there were about half of the women were sitting on the floor. I had no idea that many women were going to show up. So it was incredible. But we do a potluck also. It's just a really great event. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you there, Kim, and then Patricia. Awesome. It's $49 if you bring a potluck item, and it's $97 if you don't bring a potluck item. So I decided to do something different this time just to see how it goes. You try things. If they don't work, you don't do them anymore. If they work, you keep doing them. So anybody have anything else before we head out for the day? Am I going to see you on Clubhouse? Raise your hand if I'm going to see you on Clubhouse in 45 minutes. Yay. Fantastic. Everybody else. Okay. I'm not sure I'm doing the princess wave. Patricia, you were like, I'm not sure. Is that the princess wave that I'm not sure?
Yes.
Well, fantastic. Thank you everybody for being here today. As you can tell, I'm very excited, and it's just because I love being in your presence. So thanks for making my day and bringing, that selfish part of me, right? That you guys helped me to create even more of that because I really enjoyed myself today. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you in Clubhouse, or I'll see you at one of these other events, and have an amazing day. Bye, everybody.
Everybody.